Now, before we forget, we should, Scotty. Yeah, dude. Beautiful. Ooh, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. We're blowing out our editor's ears right now.
Sorry.
Didn't see that one coming.
Sorry, Anthony.
I don't need you. Okay.
God damn.
Will you calm down, Nick?
Hit the computer.
What are you talking for? We're live.
Fucker.
Fired. Welcome to the Hard Reset Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Baddie. And of course, I have my beautiful co-host,
Scotty.
No, you gotta do the whole thing.
Okay, I'm going to get better at this.
It's okay.
I'm ScottyKFitness. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hard Reset Podcast. We are live with episode 2. Gotta get it.
Just a little.
Hold on. Have you mashed with the one hand yet?
Brother, I got these mitts. I can pop two cans.
Solid.
You ever do it with the teeth?
Yeah, that's a really good one to do with bottles, though.
Oh, I do it in the molar.
I've got a really good bottle trick that I'll show you later. It does not involve a butthole.
Oh, no. No, please. This is unfortunate. Scotty, it's an old me. It's an old code, but it still passes about a bottle.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately, the comments will let us know if I found the bottle yet, which I did 2.5 years ago. Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see these comments. I want to see them flooded. All right. So, we left off episode 1.
I don't remember where.
Me neither.
It's probably not important. We only filmed it 12 hours.
Then we had pizza and watched some movies. And we gingerly kissed. And
gingerly kissed. We're gingers.
Well, yeah. So
two gingers gingerly kissing.
Okay. So, man, I wanted to get more today into kind of who we are and who we want to be, right?
Oh no, you can't make see now that
get fucked.
That is a question that unfortunately involves like a thinking and understanding and emotion and feeling. And by the end of this, we're gonna be holding toes under the table.
You're gonna have to cry about it. All right. You talk about holding toes. You're over 6 foot. I'm 5'9". This is going to be difficult for me to reach.
I'll make up. You know, like when a dude and a chick are kissing, or a dude and a dude, or chick and a chick, or anybody who wants to kiss.
Yeah.
Whenever they kiss, one person goes 10%. Somebody usually ends up going the 90.
Yeah.
That's
Shout out Hitch. Thanks, Will Smith.
Is that what that's from?
That is.
Oh my God! I knew I heard that song.
Yeah. Anyway,
don't touch my foot.
I can't. So. I talked about being a first responder.
You did, yeah.
Man, I have to highlight that I was a horrible first responder.
So this is something I've heard you say a lot throughout, because I've seen far too much of your short form, and you try to. I mean, this is why we wanted to do a podcast. I've seen so much of your short form where you talk about these little stories, because it's hard to get it all through it,
right? And
you say you didn't like being a cop, you weren't good at it. You didn't like being a firefighter, you weren't good at it. You didn't like being a paramedic, you weren't good at it. So, like, what are you good at?
No.
No.
That's the thing I don't know. So, like, I've never found a way to value myself. And so, after the military, well, like, growing up without a real family, I was like, oh, the military is the next best thing, right? Well, then I joined.
Your found family.
And I joined the National Guard, which is, the fucking military with ads, right? And so you didn't really get that there.
Real American hero.
You don't really get that camaraderie in the National Guard that you would with full-time military. And so I went further. And I was an infantryman, so then the natural progression there is to do something that's related to that, and that's policing, right?
That's one thing they don't tell you when you join the infantry is not a lot of transferable skills.
No.
What do you mean? I can't be a sniper in real life? Doesn't work over in Call of Duty? No, it doesn't.
No.
It's different.
Fun fact, infantry credits transferable, the most transferable credits to a degree program, cybertech. Cybersecurity.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
The files are in the computer.
Exactly.
Okay. Hey everyone, be sure to stay tuned for the after show, Harder Reset. It's going to be over on our Patreon. I'm going to literally make our Patreon right after this, and then you can go and watch it there.
Bye.
No, not mine, because now it's going to lead into the main show.
See you there.
Perfect.
So I went to policing, and I was much too young to be a police officer. I lacked critical thinking skills. I became a police officer at the age of 22, and I really enjoyed driving fast. And that was about it. You know what I mean? Like, I had a police chief one time tell me that your badge will get the women, but the women will get your badge. And
oh my God.
Very old school guy.
Wow.
I loved it. He was great. But no, I left the police world. I moved down to Texas, became a bounty hunter, and I was good at that. I really enjoyed that. How long were
you a bounty hunter? Like
a short stint, you know, not very long. There was a bail enforcement agency that had just over 70 offices across Texas.
Okay.
And so I had this shit fuck GMC that I bought from my best friend that would, if I ran out of fuel, I could push a button and it would switch to the propane tank, and I had 2 propane tanks in the back. I could drive almost clear across half of Texas without stopping. And so it was really...
okay.
It was really great.
Easy, Mad Max.
it was really great for what I was doing. So I enjoyed doing that job because I got a per diem, which was great.
We love a good per diem.
I got a salary, plus I got money per arrest. And then based on files, I got paid even more. So we had these files called red folders, red files. So if I caught a red folder, that was an additional $1,000 to $2,000 based on how long they had jumped
that's
bail.
some motivation.
But every single red file was a violent offender or a sexual offender. And so I became obsessed with hunting down red files. I left that, and I ended up going to Afghanistan as a private military contractor, which is not as glorious as it sounds. My ex-wife made a bunch of money. And good days and bad days. I got to wear booty shorts and grow a beard, and it was nice. I got to call sergeant majors sir. I got to call NCOs bro, and it was a thing.
Easy.
Yeah. I came home, and my daughter's my youngest daughter had a medical event that almost took her life. We'll get into that another time. And from there, I decided, man, I need to become a better father to keep her alive. And so I ended up going to EMT school, which my now wife paid for. And she was like, go to EMT school, figure it out. Don't be an idiot. And I bet I struggled. I'm not the brightest crayon in the box. And so, however, I fell in love with the medicine and the trauma medicine. And so I have a gigantic first aid kit. You've seen it. That I carry in my car. And from there, being a registered EMT, I became a fireman in my local fire department. And that lasted about 2 years. Including the training, right? So
like how old were you at this point in this? Because
that was a year and a half ago.
That was okay. So we're up to so from 22 to like what 28 is when you were bouncing in between bounty hunting, policing, and before we got
28, 29,
EMT school.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I get in with the EMT school, join the fire department, get through the training and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Tear my shoulder. Hurt my back. I'm old, you know, or I say I'm old. I'm 31, but I put in overtime. So, get through all of this, and I am just not built for the fire department. You know what I mean? And I didn't grow up chasing fire trucks. I didn't grow up, you know, like
I love that saying, because like you get it.
Yeah, I didn't watch Paw Patrol. It was like, fuck yeah, like. But and there's some people out there that are absolutely 100% built to be firemen. Yeah. Right. And the old adage that firemen are hired for what they provide from the neck down is no longer real. Fire departments across the country are most of the time an all hazard department. So they handle every single medical, alarm calls. That
was news to me. Because you never think, you hear fire department, they're just going to the fire. They're also going to car wrecks. They're going to any kind of emergency that may require not a cop, which even then they go there too.
Yeah, most departments are all hazard with EMTs. Every fireman is an EMT or firefighter, I should say, with all my fire women out there. as well as paramedic. So you have an ALS and BLS, so advanced life-saving, basic life-saving. And they work in tandem with the local ambulance agencies, which I also worked at for a brief period of time.
Yeah.
However, there's always going to be people who are built for that. And I just wasn't. You know what I mean? I really struggled with fitting into the role that was given to me. And it was brought up in my interview process that like, hey, we're kind of worried about you starting at the lowest rung on the totem pole because you have some life experience. You're going to be the guy that gets shit on all the time, or, you know,
you're getting the job the 22-year-old kid should have gotten when you're 28, 29.
And so I took the job, and I really cared about it. And they try to warn you, hey, don't do it for a t-shirt. Don't do it for the, you know, whatever. Do it because you want to. And you're in it. And this is where I learned the really hard lesson to not stick with the decision just because you spent a long time making it.
Yeah. So you go to college for 4 years for a certain degree, you get out, you find another job, and it's like, oh, I love this way more.
Right. So like how did I contextualize it once upon a time? It was, it's better to admit that you're in the wrong room, or you walk through the wrong, it's better to admit that you walked through the wrong door than to stand in the wrong room for the rest of your life.
Ooh.
And so I find myself like, no, I am in it for this. And I do want to do this. And I'm trying to be as motivated as possible. And then I realized after my first fire, I don't like fighting fire.
Unfortunately, fire does burn, and it's not real great in there.
No, and I didn't care about fighting fire. I didn't. And that is not supposed to be the case as a fireman. Now, I loved the medical side of it. I loved, you know, the potential of rescuing victims and things like that. I don't give a fuck about property damage.
Yeah.
That's what insurance is for. But that's not the vibe of the fire department.
Yeah.
It is life, and then you know, property, and safety. So I also got injured a few times very early on because I'm an idiot. It was literally my fault that I got injured.
You got a cool hat out of it.
I did get a cool hat. So the reason why I wear the hat, I get this question a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Scotty, your hat looks like shit. Brother, put it to bed.
Please. It smells funny.
It smells like old mayonnaise. So this is
old man. I was joking, but okay.
So for our listening viewers, I am wearing this tattered pink hat. I put it on my head. It's from pink? It's pink. Fuck you.
It's red. It's a maroon hat.
Okay, well, it's pink to me. So the reason why it's pink, okay, it's fuchsia. Eat my shit.
It's maroon. Okay, whatever.
I'm gonna
Moving on.
You. There's this company called Dad Brand Apparel, and they make funny hats. So this hat, the original hat that I had, said the word MILF on it. And Kylie, my wife, bought the hat and then bought me one that said DILF, and it was blue. And we thought it would be fucking hilarious to swap the hats, right? And so I ended up loving how it fit. I ended up wearing it a lot. And then I wanted to wear it so much, but in like public places, and I was like, okay, maybe this isn't always going to be appropriate. So
sometimes going out to dinner with a DILF or MILF hat ain't the play.
So she spent, like 3 hours seam ripping the word out of the hat so I could wear it.
Is this the same hat?
This is not the same hat.
Okay,
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So this is my second hat. The first hat I wore after I got burned in a fire.
Yep.
So once I healed up, this is the first hat that I put on. And it was comforting. And so I wore it all the time, and it just got beat to shit. And so I reached out to the company that makes the hat. I was like,
you wear the hat because there's a little bit of scarring or burn on the top of your head, right?
Yeah, so it affects my hair growth.
Yeah.
And so I was going bald anyway. I want to put that out there. It's not an excuse, but it affects my hair growth. I get a little self-conscious about it sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And since the skin on my head is still thin and my ears, it hurts in the sun. Yeah. So I wear the hat, and I reached out to the company that makes this hat, Dad Brand Apparel, and I said, hey, I would love to work with you guys. Again, I just started my social media stuff, and I was like, I would love to work with you guys, but I don't want to seam rip the word out again. And they responded, and they were like, we would love to do a Scotty K signature hat.
Oh.
And so we did. And they were like, we can just not put the stitching in and sell the hat. How much money do you want? And so I got them to agree to 20%.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, we can totally do 20%. I was like, great. Now give all that money to charity. So we raised just north of $20,000 for the Tuberous Sclerosis Complex Alliance, which is the genetic condition that my daughter ails from, just by selling hats. And so it was really fucking cool.
Do you know how many, like ballpark, how many hats did you sell? Do you know?
Oh God, I don't know.
I
don't like numbers.
Yeah, that's right. We've talked about it.
But I see those hats out in the wild, and people come up to me, and sometimes I sign them, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
But the injury that I sustained, the burns to cause me to wear the hat, again, my fault. I'm like 3.5 weeks out of the fire academy, and I'm itching for a fire. And because all the other guys that I graduated with, they're like posting about like, I had one and all this stuff. And I'm like, when's it my turn? In the academy, they tell you all the time that like your first few fires, you're like, was that a hot one, Cap? Was that a burner? I'm like, I'll tell you when this is hot, kiddo. You know, and they, And so I don't remember waking up to the tone. I don't remember getting dressed. I don't remember getting on the truck. I just remember being on the truck and like putting my pack on, right? And we roll up to this apartment fire. And we pull the hose and we get inside a second story, and it turns out to be an attic fire. And so my crew is pulling the ceiling, and my captain's like, get up there. Now, everything's going 100 miles an hour, and I'm not thinking clearly because I'm brand new, wet behind the ears.
I'm sure adrenaline's spiked through the roof.
Spiked.
Yeah.
And so I take off my helmet, and I don my mask for my SCBA, and for those of you that don't know, that's a self-contained breathing apparatus. So I put that on, I get a good seal, and instead of unclipping my helmet and clipping it behind my respirator hose, I just pull it down. And I get up in the attic with the help of my crew, and as I crawl forward, the helmet pulls right off my head.
You catch a beam, you hit something, whatever it
was.
Yeah.
And the helmet falls into the apartment below. Now, I'm first in on my first fire ever, first guy on the nozzle. I didn't want to be that guy that was like, will somebody else do it?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of pride in the moment, and it was a lot of ignorance because I didn't know if it was really hot or if I was just new. And so I was getting burned. I had my flashover hood on, and when my helmet got pulled, I had some smoke inhalation, and I was starting to cough really bad, so bad that I threw up in my mask. For all the junior firemen out there, people who are aspiring to be firemen, the only advice I will give you currently is never eat more than your mask can hold. And I was very bad at that.
That is just an awful you were just okay.
Yeah. For my incredible crew that I served with while I was at the fire department, they if they ever watch these, they'll laugh because I used to eat a copious amount of food every meal because I was bulking. Or whatever, I was getting fat.
Still bulky.
So I do end up opening the nozzle in this pitch black attic and zero vision. I don't even know if I was fighting the fire. I was fighting
your
the
life,
darkness.
Right?
Yeah. And so again, completely brand new. And my captain is trying to get my attention, and he's like, "Hey, it's back here. I can see the red glow." And I'm like, "Where the fuck are you?"
Following the hose at this point.
Yeah, and so he ends up taking the nozzle to actually make a difference in this fire.
to help?
And that's when I lean back into the apartment, and I'm like, I need my helmet. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And so they find it. It's under all the debris that is
I'm sure insulation definitely isn't going to irritate or scratch the top of your head now that it's burned.
So they find my helmet, and they hand it to me, and I ratchet it down as hard as I can on my head, and we get back to work. And it can't have been more than a few minutes. But my low vibration alarm turns on from my oxygen tank, and we end up going back outside to switch tanks out. And during that time, you take off your mask and you kneel down, and the guys that are on the truck still and operating things, they end up switching out your tanks for you. It's a well-oiled machine. It's incredible. And so while we're down there, we find out that the fire has been under control, right? So now we're going to be doing overhaul and breakdown and stuff. And I'm coughing and throwing up, and then I realized that I'm in pain. Right?
Adrenaline.
Now I was
slows for a minute.
I was already in pain, like from the action of being in the attic and opening the nozzle and all that stuff. But then I realized, oh no, it's a lot worse than I anticipated. And I'm in so much pain, I actually pissed my pants. That is a thing that happened. And that is something that I will be very open about. I pissed my pants. I was in so much pain.
Done that too. It was just, I was really drunk. So.
And so my captain, as incredible as he was, he realized something's wrong.
Yeah.
And he comes over and he's like, let me look at your head. Right. And that was a huge priority for him. And he looks, and I had 2 small quarter-sized dots on my head. Right. Just 2 small dots. And he was like, okay, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm good, Cap. I'll go to City Medical tomorrow. Let's get back to work. And I'm trying to be the guy, you know? And so we start breaking the hose down. And I'm taking water off of our water can, the Igloo water can on the truck, and I'm just dumping water on my head.
Yeah.
And then getting back to work and dumping water. And then we run out of water in that Igloo, and then I'm taking water from the fucking ground. And my lieutenant, who's my paramedic, a very close friend of mine, when I was there, he comes over, he swats my hand. He's like, stop, that's fucking nasty.
You're being dirty.
And then
the
ladder captain, this incredible captain, comes over. He starts dumping water on my head. And then the fire chief notices, and he's like, hey, I think your boy got fucked up. Well, then people start really paying attention. And now I can't, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. I'm blinking like it's, it's hurting.
Something's wrong. Something's very, very wrong. Your body's reacting.
So they sit me on the back of the engine. And they put a burn dressing on my head. And I don't know who the fuck makes burn dressings, but you're doing it wrong. That made it so much worse. And again, I pissed my pants. It was so bad, Baddie.
Well, first of all, stop drinking so much water. I don't know why you're overhydrated. You're going to a fire. There's probably plenty of water there. What are you doing?
Non-potable. So they put me on the ambulance, and I tried to tough it out and not get any drugs and painkillers for the pain, but ended up buckling on that. And my crew was great. My captain, he was like, where's your phone? We gotta call your wife. And I said, well, it's back at the house. It's under my pillow in the bunk room. Why the fuck would I bring it?
Texting mid-fire, taking a selfie.
And so I was like, look, here's her phone number. The first words out of your mouth need to be, he's okay, but. And again, to his credit, I had 2 small burns on my head. I can only imagine that he thought that it wasn't that bad. And so I'm profusely apologizing. My lieutenant, the paramedic, is like, will you stop apologizing, dude? Like, you burned your head doing your job. You didn't burn it on a fucking muffler. And so I end up at the hospital for just a few hours, and they've given me painkillers, and the pain has subsided a lot. And I'm sitting there with the EMS chief, and he's sitting there, and I'm like, God, I feel like an idiot. I'm so dumb. I'm not even a month out of the academy, right? And this guy doesn't know me from the next brand new kid on the department. And he's like, oh, it happens, man. It's not going to be the last time and stuff. And so giving me just all kinds of motivation. And he's like, it ain't even that bad. And 20 minutes later, I feel pus running down this side of my head. And so I'm like,
totally normal.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, can you check out this side? Like, I feel something. And again, this is 20 minutes after he said I looked fine. He stands up because he was sitting down, and he's like, oh, no, you're pretty fucked up.
Something's wrong.
And so the top of my head, the back of my head, and my ears looked like Deadpool's nutsack. It was pretty rough. And so
it was a wonderful visual. Just
like an overripe avocado. Yeah. So
I hate it.
Spent literally like maybe a couple hours in the burn unit later that week, scraping and cleaning and stuff. And it was mostly 2nd-degree burns, so I didn't need a skin graft. So the scars aren't super noticeable, but it's just something that's always a constant reminder of my absolute fucking failure as a fireman. And it sucks. So when I started doing social media as an outlet to failing paramedic school, because again, not the brightest crayon in the box. I wasn't focused, right? And social media took off for me. I was like, well, maybe I can chase this dream instead and commit to something finally.
Yeah.
And have a passion for something that matters to me.
It's a bummer that didn't work out for you, huh?
Right? So I quit my fucking job with zero plan and zero backup, right? Burn the fucking boats. And it worked out, and it was at least so far.
Yeah.
And it was hard to do, and I felt really guilty for it for a long time because there was other people that deserved that job more than me because they were built for it and I wasn't, right? They weren't doing it for a t-shirt. They weren't doing it because it was just a job. So I left and I was like, man, I'm such a prick because other people, that's a highly coveted position. Like, you don't just quit the fire department.
You got it. You finally got in. Then you're like, what if I go pose in the mirror more?
Right. Right. Like, what if I take more pictures of my underwear in my garage? So
I don't mind it.
When I meet young men or women in the real world, and they say, like, you're the reason why I became a firefighter. And I'm like, pick somebody else, please. Because I'm not that guy.
Just because you did the job doesn't mean you're maybe the right guy for the job.
No. I was a cable guy once. I fucking hated that too. Like, don't call me for your cable problems,
brother. I worked as a seafood manager. There's a reason I hate fish now.
I tried to get Baddie to eat sushi last night. He was like, I hate fish.
I'd rather die than ever look at fish again. I will be around people that eat fish. Do not bring that. If you put it in front, I'm gonna start throwing hands, bro.
That's good.
That's where I fired my first employee.
Oh,
fire because he was serving rotten fish to people. Yeah, I've thrown, dude. Keep going. We'll talk about my grocery store days in a minute. Very comparable to burning your head in a fire.
But no, I got lucky enough to catch lightning in a bottle on social media.
Yeah.
Right. What I now know as the purple cow method. And you and I spoke about this briefly, but if you're driving down the highway and you pass a bunch of cows, you're like, oh, cool, it's a cow. Moo, moo. But if you see a purple cow, you're gonna stop. You might even take a photo of the cow, post it somewhere, send it to all your friends. You'd be like, why the fuck is that cow purple? Who painted the cow? Did somebody paint the cow? Is this a genetic anomaly? Why the fuck is the cow purple?
We need a purple cow for the set.
You're going to think about that all the time, right? At least for quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you keep that mindset while you're moving into the content creation space and you try to do something that hasn't been done before, or you create your own purple cow in that aspect, that's the key. Right. And it has to be something authentic and provide value to your audience. And
it's got to be you and it's got to be real.
Yes. And then if it works, then you got to keep it up. Right. And that's the thing. Right. Like I got lucky with it. So now we're here and it's been just. So,
but it's also been like when you say you're here, it's for everybody who doesn't know, it's only been like 2 years.
Year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
That is like, bro, that's real as fuck. Like that doesn't happen. You did that. You did like the hardest thing possible and you're still doing it though.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't do that. It happened. That's how I have to frame that.
See, I that's where I disagree with you because you just said it. Once you hit the purple cow, you bottle your lightning, whatever. You bottle the cow, you hit the lightning, whatever it ends up being. You then maintained it. You kept it going. Sure, that astronomical start obviously helps, but to maintain that growth, because yeah, sure, you blew up, you had your 1 million followers, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
You're at 4 million now.
Yeah. Well, they say that luck has a lot to do with it.
Sure.
It does,
yeah,
right?
Without a doubt.
Because you're at the whim of the algorithm gods. But if you view luck as when preparation meets opportunity, and then you do your best to prep for that opportunity.
Wait, so you're telling me there is a luck skill and you can put points in it, Scotty?
That's exactly why I fell in love with Fallout. And we made a full circle.
It all comes back. God.
I got into Fallout for so many reasons, but when I found Fallout, I was morbidly obese. Okay. Not morbidly obese. I was morbidly obese. I was not doing well. Yeah. And I was super depressed. I was in a horrible marriage. And I was suicidal, had those ideologies, and I wanted an escape. I wanted to fucking not be there, wherever that was.
Yeah.
And so I had a friend give me a copy of Fallout 4 for the Xbox, and I was like, the fuck is this game? And I throw it in, and it is the MMORPG, right? Where you just get to survive and you build stats and you can get stronger, you can get smarter, you can become better at endurance, you can change your luck, you can change your fate, right? And the universe of Fallout is just big enough to get absolutely lost in.
Yeah.
Right?
So on Fallout, I've been playing Fallout games a long time too.
Yeah.
Fallout 4 was your first like introduction into that.
Yeah.
So did you ever hear about all the hate it got? Because it comparatively to it's my favorite one too. Just to preface all this, Fallout 4 is without a doubt my favorite one because I'm from north of Boston. I go to Boston all the time. Being able to walk around in game the places I've been and be like, I know that, my buddy of mine that I grew up with found his apartment that he lived because he lived in Boston. It's again, I'm there with you. I love this, but comparative to like Fallout 3 or New Vegas, the RPG aspects were like so limited that it felt like every answer brought you to the same damn thing.
That's very true.
The same three things.
It feels almost linear now that I've gone back and played Fallout New Vegas specifically.
New Vegas
is. Ooh. I can only imagine that New Vegas was a fever dream that they hyperfixated on, because the amount of divergence that can happen is really cool.
Yeah. Oh, well done.
So I love New Vegas. I say that Fallout 4 is my favorite because of the gameplay.
Yeah.
And you can mod the fuck out of it. And
I mean, that's the problem. Like, New Vegas is arguably a better game, but unfortunately, it also looks like shit now.
Yeah.
Like, we're spoiled. We have very pretty things, and in 5 years, you know what? Fallout 4 is going to look like a bag of ass.
I have a very, very beautiful relationship with Bethesda now.
Yeah. Who? No.
And so I was given an opportunity to go to a couple of premieres for the show and hang out with some of the actors and Aaron Moten and
I have a question. Are you taller than Todd Howard?
I am taller than Todd Howard.
Thank you.
Yeah. So and I got a chance to go to Bethesda's headquarters in Maryland, and that's where I met Todd Howard. And he was super nice. And he one of the things he did is he asked me, he said, well, what do you want to see from the Fallout universe? And I was like, well, Todd, if I can speak candidly, you need to remaster New Vegas in an Unreal Engine and let us run.
The moment you started talking about New Vegas, I was like, I want to say remastered Fallout New Vegas, please. Just do it.
So, and he chuckled, and we talked about a few more things that I can't talk about. And then we moved on, but I was lucky enough to cultivate a very incredible relationship with Bethesda so far. Stay tuned for some more really cool stuff. But we also went to the Fallout fan celebration in Good Springs, Nevada, where I got even closer to some of these actors, and I got to hang out with Walton Goggins as well, which is a wild statement. And
that is,
you know how some like big A-list actors,
the ghoul from the Fallout show,
yeah,
just to.
You know how some big name actors are known to just suck all the air out of the room when they walk in? That's not the case. He just takes up the whole room. His aura is like massive.
Yeah.
And his shirt's unbuttoned all the way down to here. You know what I mean? He's got a gold chain on.
Oh, yeah.
His hands are all flowy. He is Jack Sparrow without the accent. And it's glorious. He's such a sweet guy.
Cool. That's so cool.
So my love for Fallout, I went to my first PAX where you and I spent some time together.
We kissed a lot.
We did. And I found a Fallout booth. Now, PAX, for you guys that don't know, PAX Unplugged is a tabletop role-playing game convention, and the unplugged portion refers to the fact that it is not a video game.
Yeah, you have like PAX East, which is in Boston, which is, again, Penny Arcade Exposition, where PAX come from, and it's like a gaming conference. You have people like oh my god, no, Diablo.
Yeah, sure.
What's the name of the people that made Diablo and StarCraft and Blizzard? Like, you have big developers like Blizzard or FromSoft or Devolver, all these giant companies that come out that'll display their new games. They'll show off other stuff. There's merch. There's craziness.
Daggerheart.
Play
Daggerheart.
But Unplug is like a board game, role-playing game, D&D centric convention.
And so I found a Fallout booth there, and it was literally right when I started the social media space stuff, and I did not want to go. I didn't want to go to PAX because I'd never done TTRPG stuff. And my wife was like, "Come on, I want you to go." She's a huge D&D nerd.
Your wife is a giant.
Yeah, she's got a hand of Vecna on the back of her neck. She's cool as fuck.
This is why me and her are friends, because I have it on my throat.
So we
shake my hand.
So we go and I see this Fallout booth and I get enthralled and I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, well, it's a tabletop role-playing game set in the Fallout universe. And I was like, go fuck yourself. I want all of this.
Give it to me.
Yeah. And so like I purchased all of it and my wife was like, what are you going to do with this? And I was like, well, let's do a charity game. Let's do a charity game in LA with our friends that are in the D&D space, and we will live stream the whole thing and we'll raise money for the TSC Alliance, which is the same place that we, raise money for the hats. Or with the hats. And so we had this idea, and the guy that sold me all of the stuff at the booth was like, I'll DM it. I'll do it right now. Like you say yes, here's my card. And he was incredible. Oh, he was so good. And so we all go to LA like I think 4 weeks after that. Yeah. 4 or 5 weeks. And we put on this show, and it was awesome. And then I was like, I want to start DMing this. And I don't know how to DM. So I recently was on a road trip to Wasteland Weekend for Bethesda. I had to go out there and film some like reporter in the field situation stuff. And it was really fun. So on my road trip out there, it was like 27 hours in a fucking RV. It was horrible. But I was watching YouTube videos when it was my videographer's turn to drive on like just the breakdown on the game mechanics of it. Because it's like, there's no fucking shot I read. So I watched this full series, learned how to do it, and then started building one-shots. And I have 5 one-shots now. And the creators of the Fallout TTRPG.
Real quick, explain a one-shot.
So in D&D or tabletop role-playing game spaces, you have campaigns, which can be anywhere from weeks to months to years long.
Like I've been playing in a D&D campaign now for like 2.5 years. Like every week, once a day or once a week or every other week if we're busy. So a one-shot. Now the idea of a one-shot is you sit at the table, you knock it out in one shot. There's a couple of divergences now where it's like a 2-episode one shot, 3-episode one shot. You didn't get through it all, but you want to play a little bit more. And then suddenly you've been playing for a year.
So I've developed 5 one shots now, and Modifius, the creators of the Fallout TTRPG game, are talking to me now about purchasing one of my one shots, and it's really fucking cool. So I've done one about pirates in like the first frost of the season, which is a pre-built one that I've tweaked. It's super fun. So I really have been enjoying it, and I want to get more into it, but the world building is already done for you. Yeah. That's the hardest part of
best part.
Oh God. I'm not creative enough.
See here real quick, because you're a new DM. Here, people are going to hear that and they're going to go, well, I want to get into DMing. The most important things to get into DMing is, one, bully your friends into hanging out with you, whether that's over Discord, online, because you can do all this online. You don't need a board and miniatures and all this crazy stuff. You can do all this online. But if you can get together, awesome. Bring out some pads of paper and notebooks. Yeah. If you can get to somewhere where you can print off a character sheet, sure, that's really it. And even then, you don't need that, because a lot of these game systems have apps or websites where you can build stuff. You just kind of gotta get into it. And if you say, well, how do I find friends? Well, local game stores often have looking for groups, or an LFG board. Like one of my local game stores here in Austin has a literal board, like a bulletin board on their store, where people put up what they enjoy about doing in D&D, and like a Discord handle or their phone number. And a DM can walk in and be like, Bert, and DMs will put their names up there for if they're looking for players. And so like there's a million ways to start. You just gotta do it. And then, I mean, at that point, you get a book, you get a system, you read a little, you learn a little, and then you just try.
Yeah. What I like about DMing is that it doesn't matter what plan I have laid in front of me, what track I want my players to go on. There's going to be something that I have to on the fly, and you get to be creative. And I'm not. I've always told myself I wasn't a creative person because I can't draw. You know what I mean? I can't paint, and I can't dance. The music moves me. It moves me wrong.
I disagree. I think you dance great.
So I found my creativity in content creation and now in DMing. So as a storyteller,
oh my God,
as a storyteller, it gets really fun.
There you go.
And so as players like choose a different path, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't anticipate this, but now we're at the table. Okay, so this, that, and the third, right? And so it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it, and the Modifius model is a 2d20 system.
Yeah.
So D20s are the little dice, the 20-sided dice that you operate the majority of your chance rolls on.
It's just a 20-sided dice. You roll it. Low number usually mean bad. High number usually mean good.
But on the Modifius model,
it's different.
It's backwards.
Mm-hmm.
The lower you roll, the better. So let's say for all my Fallout fans out there, you understand your special stats. And the acronym of special is strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck.
He can spell, guys.
I can't. So let's say you wanted to take a 10mm pistol and shoot a rad roach, right? You would have to roll based on your agility and your small arms proficiency. And these are your skills, and those are your attributes. So you add those two numbers, and let's say you're a 5 on agility and a 2 on your small arms. That's a 7. You roll anything under a 7, that's 1 success.
Yeah.
If it's a tagged skill, it's 2 successes. A 1 is a critical success. A 20 is a critical failure. And if you land on 20, then the DM gets a bottle cap, and that's a calamity point that can just make everything fucked up.
Yeah.
And they can bank it. And so it's such a fun system to bother around with. And one of the biggest reasons I didn't get into D&D early on is because I thought I was too cool for it, right? I'm a goddamn, I'm not a nerd.
Hate you for this.
Right. And so I couldn't get into like the magic and the all that stuff.
Yeah, the good.
That's why I didn't get into Skyrim. Right?
So good.
Yeah, I couldn't get into Skyrim because of that. It's something that I can't connect to.
Yeah.
But the grittiness of like what you would call, I believe, 5e modern, right? Where you can have firearms and stuff.
5e modern is just one of the many post-apocalyptic whatever.
Yeah. That's the shit that I would fall headfirst into. And so because I have a frame of reference for those things, so it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And so what I would say if you want to start DMing is to find your frame of reference that you're comfortable with and start there. And that's the funnest part, because there's communities literally everywhere. You think the Fallout community is all by itself, is one of.
I mean, at this point, there is an RPG of a tabletop game for everything.
There's a Mad Max tabletop game.
Yeah, there's a Warhammer one. I have all, for everybody who's watching or listening, I have a stack of Warhammer books behind me because I'm learning how to play the Warhammer role-playing game. It's Fallout.
Yeah.
But in the Warhammer world.
You have so much stuff behind you on your side of the table here.
Yeah.
That is foreign to me. I see so many books. I imagine most of them are Dungeons and Dragons related.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have what I believe is a Hand of Vecna in a glass case.
I would like in literature, fantasy, pop culture, whatever medium you want to say. I think there's like two characters that kind of inspired me to get into high fantasy, which is your D&D, your Lord of the Rings, your Dragonlance, all these different series. And one of them is without a doubt Vecna. He's just, when I was reading and learning about old school D&D lore, because I have a passion for reading old D&D books. I just like old books, and I like seeing how things have changed to new books, and I like taking old stories and working them into new stories and fun. And Vecna was just always one of those, like, he's the big spooky guy behind the curtain, like he was always like the evil wizard that turned into a lich that wanted to become a god. And what's cooler than something that wants to become a god, or something that became a god and is now trying to make everything go away? And then with the resurgence of D&D that happened in like 2015, 2016, because of Critical Role, like the renaissance of D&D is it's literally
and
fucking
then
called now.
Fucking skyrocketed because of Stranger Things afterwards. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it just kept going, Critical Role ended with a Vecna, and I was like, oh, this is my cool, this is it. And then Stranger Things brought in Vecna, and then Wizards of the Coast brought out a new book about Vecna. It's called Vecna, the Eve of Ruin. I've been playing in a Vecna campaign now for 2 years. And like, it's just, I love that as pop culture. The other character is a guy named Raceland. He's just a wizard from a Dragonlance series, and I got his eye tattooed on my hand. Like, I live for the magic portion of high fantasy. Why? I have no idea. It's just when I was growing up, I read the Dragonlance books. I was reading Terry Goodkind, like all these high fantasy authors, and the magic just stuck in my head so much, which is why I now have a plethora of book behind me. Like probably Like 100 books behind me.
What's the cool part about D&D or tabletop role-playing games in the space as a community overall is that there's a space for you. That's what I found to be really fucking cool is that, like, I'm a giant Fallout nerd. I can play TTRPGs for it. It's the same thing as far as, like, fitness, right? There's a place for you in fitness, whatever flavor of fitness that is. You are doing strongman training, right? I'm doing bodybuilding.
Very different. Oh my God, I've been learning that today and yesterday, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, you were doing great. Your seated row fixed immediately, but because you were doing it for your lower back, I was doing it for lats, right? And so now we're learning muscle insertions.
I mean,
but
you do the same exercise, two very similar but slightly different ways, and you're targeting two totally different muscles that I didn't think about.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were doing exercises on the cable machine, and I was literally like, oh, it's a different plane of this motion, and like I get
a slight wrist turn or a body turn, and now you're hitting a different part of the muscle.
Super nerdy about this stuff because, again, I love biology, and so I get deep into the woods about it. I like to read studies as if I know how to fucking read them. And interpret them. Yeah, just don't just read the fucking summary, please. Actually do your best to read the study and ask people who are smarter than you to help you. But that's the cool thing about fitness as well. There's CrossFit. Please don't do CrossFit. There's strongman competitions. There's high rocks. There's literally any type of fitness that you can think of.
You can look in a industry, a genre, a thing, whether that's TTRPGs, role-playing games, or fitness. There's going to be a space for you, and whether it's Fallout, Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder. I mean, I played in a Star Wars RPG back in like 2017 or some shit. It was so cool. I was a bounty hunter before Mandalorian came out. I was a Mandalorian, and then oh my God, I remember this. The Mandalorian show came out like a few months into us playing, and I was like, I'm getting lore.
Get this: if there was a game that you could play that's like, how did the Mandalorian, how does he maintain his level of physical fitness? You would be on that, right? And that leads us into today's sponsor, Faultline Fitness.
Who?
Faultline Fitness.
What do they do? Tell me about it, Scotty.
Faultline Fitness is a way to gamify your fitness. If you want to create a character that is very reminiscent of certain vault dwellers that you can level up with as your time goes on, you can build out a special little bunker, go on quest with your friends, and build factions alongside them, as well as gamifying your fitness with your goals, your mental health, and your nutrition along the way. Free barcode scanner and food log with the biggest database that I purchased from MyFitnessPal for you to use for free. So go check out that app. Free app drops in February. So that's what I love about fitness overall. It's very similar to gaming.
Dick in your... I had to. I can't help it. Every time in my head I hear it, I gotta say, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
There's a spot for you, whether it's on a pull-up bar or on a bench. And the same thing with gaming, right? Same thing with TTRPGs. That's what I want to bring to the space, right? Because there's a community everywhere. There's 7 billion fucking people on this planet.
I mean, dude, look, like I was the hardest of hardcore jocks through high school. I played rugby and football. I joined the Army. I was an infantryman, and the whole time I was in the Army, I didn't think I could be a nerd. I was, but not to any of those dudes. And if I did, I feel like I got shit on for it.
Yeah.
Then like getting out of the Army and being like, no, I want to be a fucking nerd again, man. Like I dressed up in cosplay to go to PAX Unplugged at 35. That was the coolest, most fun thing I have done at a convention in years.
Dude, do you know my first TwitchCon I went to? I wore a skin tight vault suit. I mean,
you're gonna have to wear that in one of these episodes, and then everybody listening will come watch, Scotty.
It was rough, brother. And so I'm walking through TwitchCon, and nobody knew that I streamed at that point, right?
Just like a weirdo in a skin tight leotard.
Some people, a lot of people are like, Scotty, oh my God, I didn't know that you were gonna be here. I was like, me neither. And it's a fun joke I like to play. But I'm taking photos, and I got stopped on the main carpet, the main floor, the big purple carpet. Because there was that big snake head. From yeah. It was the hype snake or whatever.
God, no, it's not a snake. It's like a Komodo dragon or a monitor or some shit. It's a lizard.
It's fucking it's amphibious.
Look at the wrong fucking camera again. I'm gonna figure this out one day. I'm gonna put a picture of my face above that one and you over there.
I took a picture there, and then I started getting recognized. Now I'm standing there for 3 hours taking photos and high-fiving, kissing babies and all that stuff. And I'm in this skin tight vault suit. And so every photo that was taken there is just cock and balls. It's just out
These
there.
on the internet somewhere?
Somewhere.
On your on your Instagram?
Yeah, well, maybe. So while I was standing there, my wife is trying to direct me and people and stuff because we're congesting the area. And there was this guy standing there in a Hawaiian shirt with his arms crossed, just kind of hanging out. And my wife goes over, she's like, he'll be right with you. I apologize. He likes to talk a lot. And I'm a professional yapper. And so he's like, oh, I don't want to autograph. I want to talk to him about being in a movie. This guy was a producer for Universal Studios. And
what the fuck?
So I went over and I talked to the guy, mind you, skin tight vault suit. And he was like, yeah.
So when you got hard about the offer, it was really awkward.
He was like, well, we're reshooting Wolfman, the old like horror film. And he was like, I would love for you to be the dad in Wolfman. And I'm like, oh, that would be incredible, right? And so we start talking. He's like, well, do you have representation? Are you part of SAG? And I'm like, no. What are these things? Representation? He's like, oh, well, hit me up when you have representation. And then I never was able to get a hold of that guy. And then they filmed that movie without me.
Brother, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Scotty, you might be the main character.
I don't think so.
Okay. Because I've known you for a minute. We've talked about all these crazy scenarios of you driving, seeing a fire and saving somebody's life, or being in a
that
gas
happened a couple weeks ago.
I know.
Yeah.
Or being in a gas station and saving somebody's life, or just going through all the crazy professions, being like, maybe not this one, maybe that one. And now you're just like, well, I guess I'm going to be super fucking famous. You're the main character.
I do want to be in movies.
I'll be your sidekick.
I don't want you to be my sidekick.
I kind of want to be your sidekick.
You are stronger than me. Sidekicks can't be stronger than
me. All right. Well, no, I'm the big dumb guy that helps, you know? Okay, I'm not dumb either.
No, that did happen a couple weeks ago. It was my daughter's birthday.
This is an insane story, first of all.
So it was my daughter's birthday. I'm driving in my 16-year-old daughter's car. We just got her. So I don't have any of my equipment with me in my... For the viewers that don't know or the listeners that don't know, I have a Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. It's my dream car. Mm-hmm. It's an overland vehicle that is kitted out with medical equipment, forcible entry tools, extra food, water, fuel. Captain America shield in the back. It's my dream car, and it's a motherfucker of a tank. And so I'm not in that car. Yeah. I have no equipment with me, and I'm wearing a fucking quarter zip like a finance bro. And I see...
I didn't know that part. Oh.
I see...
Ruined.
I see smoke off the highway.
Yeah.
And so I get off the highway. And
naturally, you drive towards it.
It's not regular smoke. That wasn't like a fire pit.
So naturally, like any other person would do, you drive towards it.
It looked like it was pretty thick smoke. And so I hop off the highway. I turn my hazards on, and I cut off a bunch of cars. I get into the neighborhood.
Chase the fire truck.
There was no fire truck. And so I pull in, and this lady's front yard completely ablaze.
Yeah.
Like it's on fire. A little bit overgrown. So it's caught, and her front porch bushes are on fire. Smoke is building up and heat is building up under that front awning. Her garage door is caught a little bit of flame, and it looks like smoke is kind of coming from under the garage door. And so I pull past the house into the cul-de-sac there, and tell my daughters who are in the car to stay in the car no matter what. Call 911, and I sprint up to the house. I get the address and try to make it into the front door, and I can't. Yeah. And there's a wrought iron, whatever, fucking screen door on it. So I run around the back and bust the back door open, and there's just the cutest old lady. Yeah. Who is just confused. And she's, and I'm like, hello, hey. And I find her, and I'm like, I'm going to get you out of here. We got to go. There's a fire. And she's like, my cat. And I was like, I'll come back and find your cat. It's fine. And so I take off my quarter zip sweater or whatever, and I wrap it around her face, and I get her out of the fire and get her to the neighbor's house. I run back in. I do attempt to find the cat. I do.
Just say you found the cat for me.
I didn't find the cat.
Scotty, just say you found the cat for me.
I walked around for like 2 minutes.
You found the cat and you got it out. Perfect. Thank you. Moving on.
The cat does live. It's fine. Okay, so thank you. I couldn't find the cat. I'm walking around with a food bowl for a couple of minutes. I'm like, and can you imagine me?
Here, like, kitty, I'm shaking a food bowl.
I am. I'm walking around in this house that's catching fire, and I'm like, meow. Like, it's not working. And so I fucking, I decided to go outside and hook up her water hose and do what I can. And I knocked down most of it. And that's when I realized the neighbor's back porch is now on fire. He had a full deck surrounding his above ground pool. Yeah. and his deck furniture was on fire. So I run over there, and there's another gentleman who was about to go to the gym. He was wearing Gymshark clothes, and he had gotten the dogs round up, and we put them inside the house. And I grabbed that fire hose, and it was busted. And so now we're fighting this fire there, and he's doing his best to feed me hose and stuff.
This is why you're the main character. This is why.
We got a lot of that knocked down, right?
That's a side quest. You got XP for that.
And then the fire department showed up and took over, and those guys were incredible. And so then I get back to my car, and my daughters are like, I checked in with them. I was like, hey, are you guys okay? Because like that must have been stressful. Everything's
Probably a little
okay.
bit.
Like dad's fine. The lady's fine. And they're like, there was a lady in there. And so like we talked about it for a minute, and I was late for a meeting. And so I sent a text and was like, I'm going to be a little late. I'll be there in a minute. And then I tried to get out, but the cul-de-sac, the road leading into the cul-de-sac
is now blocked by fire trucks.
Is now blocked by 2 fire trucks, chief trucks, ambulance. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to sit here for a little bit. And so I was locked in there for about 30 minutes. And I smelled like a fire for like 3 days after that, no matter how much. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Fighting the dragon. It wasn't that bad. It was.
It's just there's such a crazy thing to have happened. And you're the main character, dude.
You would do the same thing.
I would, absolutely, in a heartbeat.
You would.
Yeah.
Would. And I think that most people would, right?
Hopefully.
I
hope most people would.
Right. And it's just, it's preparation meets opportunity, right? I was maybe a little bit more prepared with what was most important in the moment.
Yeah.
But you would have done the same thing. So that's the stuff that I love to highlight with some of our viewers too, because I get those stories as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. With like, I had a viewer reach out to me and tell me that they were standing in line at a bank, and this old man who was like almost his turn at the teller counter had just like seized and fell and busted his head open, and they helped. And they like held C-spine, which is the cervical spine, and they stopped the bleeding from his eyebrow and stuff. And like they had no medical training, but they were terrified. But something that we say all the time, and a tattoo I have on my hand is "Let's do it afraid." So even if you're afraid to do it, just do it.
Yeah.
Right. Because the chances that you can help somebody are always there.
It's so much higher than you standing there and just being like, that sucked.
Oh man.
Guess I'll go get a beer.
House is on fire. Well, I'll tell you what. Like
shit, marshmallows are at home.
Yeah. Well, God damn it. Hope no one's in there. Like it was funny when I came out of the fire, and there's a bunch of neighbors standing in their front yards just watching. And they're like, "Oh, are you from the neighborhood?" I'm like, "I was driving on the highway. The fuck are you guys doing standing here?" You know what I mean?
Nobody decided to help.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
Nobody wanted to go in and get Dolores and her cat. What are you doing? And she was so sweet. That lady was adorable. I did get my sweater back.
Because you wrapped it out. Yeah. Good,
very
good,
important.
Good.
Yeah,
important. The quarter.
For the viewers at home, I was not shirtless. I was wearing an undershirt. It was a Hello Kitty.
Could have just left it like he was in there running through saving people shirtless.
No, it was no moment of glory. It was a very small amount of fire, but it was a lot. It was a stark reminder as to why I enjoyed being a first responder.
Yeah,
you get to help people, right? And then there's always that opportunity. And I think if I ever go back to it, if the social media bubble pops, and or people decide I'm no longer funny or I'm irrelevant, which can happen at any moment.
Literally any fucking moment.
I'll just go back and work on an ambulance,
yeah,
or go back to school and work in a hospital because I love medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my backup plan if this shit doesn't work. So if you get a boo-boo, let me know.
Scotty will come to your house.
Yeah, Dr. Flynn.
Paging Dr. Mustache. Yeah, that came out a little bit. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I've got the filter.
Yeah, it's all right. So I'm gonna do something right now that I didn't tell you about because I just thought of it.
Fuck.
So we're on that time. We're like, oh, guys, thanks for watching. This has been a cool episode. We're gonna do something different.
Okay.
And you guys should all stay tuned when you go over to our Patreon that I'm gonna make after this.
Oh.
And we're gonna do something called the harder reset. This is the after show. We have a little harder.
Hard rest.
Hard rest. No, I like it harder.
Okay, harder reset.
Yeah, it's harder. and that's good. This is where we're gonna keep this going, and we're gonna have Scotty take his shirt off or something. That's
Please
your
don't.
pitch. He's gonna get naked actually across the table. So Scotty, real quick for don't actually for everybody here who's listening, please send us off.
Yeah. Okay. What do we want to talk about today? How about the strength to let go? if you can imagine the decisions that are weighing you down, or the relationships that are weighing you down, or the fear that is weighing you down, you are in an ocean of opportunity. And holding on to you and you holding on to it is a rope. At the end of that rope is the weight that you need to let go of. Let go or be dragged. We'll see you guys next time.
God, that was beautiful.